jawans, and they can be disillusioned with the manner which it is being politicized. Group Captain, hold on to your thoughts. And it's good that all the veterans are here. General GD Bakshi also joins us. Very good afternoon, sir. Digvijay Singh at it again, really insulting the valor of our armed forces by questioning that surgical strikes ever happened, because he says if they happened, there should be proof given in Parliament.
Look, if I understand correctly, after the surgical strike, detailed briefings were given by the armed forces, which were official briefings with satellite photographs, air photographs, and a lot of other data was provided to the public in the public interest. And if somebody still questions the air headquarters of the Indian Army, of the air headquarters of the Indian Air Force, after all the official statements, then I can only feel very sad and very sorry, because it is an unnecessary attempt to erode the credibility, the respectability of the Indian Armed Forces. We have been known to stick strictly to the truth and nothing but the truth, because that is the way we armies fight. There is no room for fakery in military operations in Indian Armed Forces. Either you deliver or you die, either you inflict the damage on the enemy that you are supposed to do. There is no alternative. The armed forces have never let the country down. They have always delivered from 1947 onwards. And in fact, the Indian armed forces have been fighting in the First World War, Second World War, and every conflict known in the last 150 to 200 years. And now, as an independent entity after 47, we have participated in 4 high-intensity, short-duration conflicts. We have participated in low-intensity conflicts in Jammu and Kashmir, in Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Assam, and a number of other states. We are still at it, and I'm sorry, the credibility of the armed forces
Yes, sir.
has never been questioned in the way it is being sought to be eroded now. It is unacceptable. It is
Yes, sir.
unethical.
Sir, also, if I could go back to General Sinha, the fact of the matter is that we are going to have on January 26, during the parade, Galwan ke Balwan contingent, we are going to have the mention of Balakot air strikes. That is indication enough that the entire establishment is proud. The nation is proud of what our soldiers did, what our Air Force did, what our Jawans did, what our officers did. And as General Bakshi really rightly mentioned, that both after the Uri surgical strikes and the Balakot air strikes, there were proper briefing done by not just through media for the nation at large, but I believe, General Sinha, also for the Parliament, by way of the standing committee and the briefings that they gave, that they take. The chiefs went to the Parliament and gave those briefings, gave those details, shared everything about Uri surgical strikes and the Balakot air strike. Despite that, if Digvijay Singh continues to do so, General Sinha, are you, as a veteran, going to reprimand him for that?
Absolutely. Not reprimand. It is a very, very strong reprimand. You see, the reprimand is to this individual, not an individual, but the establishment he comes from. He is representing, a mass of people who are trying to, by sinister design. And, if you carry out this type of things, you are not doing only with the armed forces. You are doing against the nation. You see, mind you, when you say, today, especially when we are celebrating the Prakram Divas, the bravery, the honor, the sacrifice, and when all these things happening, the sacrifice, if you know, the Veer Chakra was given to, Avinandan. He has taken part into the Balakot surgical strike. Before that, surgical strike in September 2016 after the Uri, with most of them were, actually given some gallantry award or not. So these gallantry awards were not a fake award. Over and above the DGMO, and number of times in writing,
Yeah, exactly.
In a public domain, in the public, in media, every time, it has been, and it is established. Even the Digvijay Singh knows, that it has been done. But what he is doing is, I do not know if you are going for a petty gain or political gain or mileage out of it, but it becomes, and I again repeat it, on cost of reputation. When a lie is also told 100 times, it becomes truth. And these people are, it is good that you actually run. Today, we should have been celebrating the Prakram Divas, the valor of those 21 who laid the supreme sacrifice. A great day. Today is the day to discuss the strategic
Yeah, yeah.
importance of Andaman Nicobar. Today is the day to, talk about Indian Ocean region. What we are doing, something phenomenal is happening. And today, what we are discussing, we are trying to actually a rebuttal to him. And it is very important that you are doing it because this sinister, it is with a sinister design. It is nothing to gain some political mileage of it. They are
Absolutely
doing
sinister.
with some, an enemy nation. They are sometimes they do with the China, they are doing with the Pakistan.
Jalsina.
This is the way it has to be done. A rebuttal, a very,
Jalsina.
very strong rebuttal.
Jal Sinha, in fact, I have to go to Group Captain Augusta and Vinod again, and of course General Kochar as well. But I'm told General Bakshi is in fact standing there outside and still joined us. So let me just ask one more quick question to General Bakshi. General sir, the manner in which the Congress party has really conducted itself, not just questioning surgical strikes, and it's really unfortunate that they do it so often. But then, for example, the spin that Rahul Gandhi gave to the two-front war comment of late General Rawat, the manner in which they have questioned the conduct of government's foreign policy vis-a-vis Pakistan, the manner in which Pakistani Foreign Minister of State Hina Rabani Khar just a couple of days back from Davos said that it's easier to deal with the Congress party than with Narendra Modi government, gives a picture of a Congress party which is absolutely comfortable politicizing India's defense, security and foreign affairs. General Bakshi.
Absolutely. You see, in every mature democracy, there is a bipartisan consensus on issues of national security. We find that consensus not only eroding, but totally absent. And when you speak in sixes and sevens, different voices, at the time of a national crisis, at the time when the nation's armed forces have conducted themselves with great valor, flown 80 kilometers deep inside Pakistan, blasted a terrorist training camp and come unscathed. That is the time you seek to erode national credibility, the credibility of your armed forces, even when you have been given official briefings, including to the select parliamentary committees. Then if you seek to question, I think you are just trying to, engage in an exercise to run down your own country, run down its armed forces and institutions before the world. And that cuts a very sorry spectacle. It makes a very, very pathetic spectacle of people for gaining political brownie points, trying to attack their armed forces, trying to attack their national institutions. This is not done. Please desist and refrain. That is all that I can say as a veteran who has fought many wars.
Absolutely, sir. This is absolutely unacceptable that Congress leader Digvijay Singh, or for that matter anyone, should be doing this in this manner. I think Group Captain Augusta and Vinod wanted to come in. Group Captain, you wanted to make a point. I come to you. Please tell us your thoughts. And you wanted to add to what General Bakshi was saying.
You talked about the briefing. General talked about the briefing. I was one of the architects of that briefing to the South Block who's I was part of the planning portion of the Balakot strike. And let me tell you, and let me tell the viewers, Balakot is not in POK. Balakot is very much in Pakistan. It is on the other side of the international boundary. It is on the other side of the international border. If we have stuck and target in Pakistani territory, not in POK, It is after 71, this was the first time we struck it. Let that sink in to the heads of people who are talking ill about our country. Firstly, secondly, Niranjan, if Pakistan is in the state that it is today, it is because their Fauj is controlling their country. As opposed to look at India, any party or any Garbandhan is at the helm of affairs. Indian Army, Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, and all our armed forces, all our CAPS, we all stand together to someone who's sitting at the helm of affairs and which strengthens the democracy.